I, Bernard Sanders, do solemnly swear.
I, Bernard Sanders, solemnly swear. Burlington is part of Vermont, is part of the United States. And what happens in Montpelier and what happens in Washington is of extraordinary importance to the lives of our people. As you also know, I hold the view that local government, which is that form of government closest to the people, should play a major role in attempting to influence the priorities of federal government and state government. More than federal government, more than state government, we deal on a day-to-day basis with the problems and the aspirations of our citizens.
Maybe look over here. Yeah. In one word or phrase, how would you describe the state of the world?
Scary.
How would you describe the climate crisis?
I'm gonna think so I don't just say scary again.
If this is really what, scientists say it is, then I can't just look the other way. I can't just go along with inaction. Like, I have to be a part of the change, and I have to do everything that I can to try to preserve, life. So my name's Jack Hansen. I am the executive director at Run on Climate. If I put my energy into local level, I know we can do something here in Burlington. And that experience of working locally and seeing the type of change that we were able to create, that's what really inspired Run on Climate. With Run on Climate, it's like you can take that local victory and then spread it elsewhere. So now that we've done that in Burlington, other cities within the Run on Climate network are then copying that policy and passing it in their own city. So you get to see the ripple effects of this.
Because of polarization and because of where our political attention goes these days, we're tugged so often towards national politics that it's hard to come back to this. But local problems have the potential to be separate from the partisan frame. We have to fix the roads. We have to figure out how much money and how to raise money for the schools. Those aren't necessarily partisan questions.
When I first ran for city council, I was told by people who'd been in politics, they're like, don't talk about climate. You gotta talk about potholes and sidewalks and things that are very local and things that are very relevant. And I was like, I have no interest in running unless it's about climate. I would rather talk to everyone about climate and lose than not talk about it and win.
I would like to really focus on not only the issues that I've worked on, such as climate change. I'm glad you used the word climate, Justin. As we address climate change, we can address a number of other issues.
The math is just crushingly clear that you have way more impact locally.
And when students really engage in local politics, that's what gets these cities to actually take a stronger stance on climate. When students don't engage, that doesn't happen. Students are kind of the make or break of whether that community is going to be progressive, is going to be on the cutting edge, is going to focus on real climate action or not. You actually have the power to, flip the outcome of these races. You have so much power right here in your community to actually make progress on those issues. Run on Climate team is mostly students.
While people, I think, kind of want to step away from politics, I think that's more than ever when more people need to get involved and educate themselves and actually take action. I think it's really easy for people to fall into the trap that their vote doesn't matter, especially considering that America is so polarized. We all fall in the mentality that my vote, my individual contribution doesn't matter. That's how the issues that are fueling the climate crisis began, out of that kind of ignorance. People want to get involved but don't really know where to begin or even start understanding that kind of stuff. So in Run on Climate, it was really nice because that information is served right to you.
And how do you think that your vote can help you change that scary world?
Not a question of how, it's a question of if. And that if is about political will. Please look at who's been voting on what and how they've been voting. It matters.